The first thing I notice is a sound, the soft, trembling click of a message being sent. It slices through the dark like a needle. I'm half asleep, cheek pressed into the couch cushion, the TV glowing faintly in the corner. I shouldn't even be awake. I shouldn't even be down here. But that sound, it doesn't belong to me. It's a phone, and my wife never leaves a phone downstairs. I sit up slowly, every muscle tight with instinctive dread, like my body knows something before my mind is caught up. The phone screen glows atop the coffee table, lighting the room with a cold, bluish halo. There's a notification banner, a name, a fragment of a message. Miss you tonight. Wish you'd stayed after class. Still thinking about. My heart slams hard enough that the rest of the message blurs. Tonight. Class. Stayed. Still thinking. I force myself to breathe. Deep. Quiet. Controlled. I do the math automatically. Because after 17 years of marriage, you can calculate your partner's rhythms the way you measure seasons. She had a night class. She kissed my forehead on her way out. She said she'd be home late. They were doing final project critiques. But she came home too quiet, too weightless. She showered immediately, crawled into bed without her usual lingering kiss. And she didn't bring her phone. I reached for it, then stopped, hand hovering. Because this is the moment, the one you can't undo, the one you don't come back from. But the lock screen lights up again. Are you still awake? Was worried I pushed too far today. But God, seeing you. My fingers close around the phone. I don't think. I swipe. It opens. No passcode. She hasn't changed it. Not yet. The message thread explodes onto the screen like a detonated secret. Texts, photos, voice notes. The contact name is disguised only enough to be insulting. Just an initial and a last name. D. Harrow. Her old college literature professor. The one she mentioned so casually when she enrolled in the continuing education course last year. The one she joked about being brilliant but insufferably charming. The one she said she admired, because he saw potential she never realized she still had. There are months of messages. Long, emotional confessions that read like pages from a diary she never shared with me. Memories of her younger self. Nights she needed someone to talk to. Days she felt invisible. Paragraphs about regret, longing, fear of aging, feeling trapped in routine, needing to feel alive again. And then pictures. Not explicit. Not quite. But intimate in a way that strips the soul more than the body. Her smile, softer and freer than I've seen in years. Him in a dimly lit office. Glasses off, shirt slightly unbuttoned. Two people orbiting something dangerous. My ears ring. I scroll faster, even as something deep in me screams to stop. Message after message. Hints that grow into admissions. A kiss in the office. A night they talked too long. A moment they couldn't pull back from. Then last week, I can still taste you. My stomach drops. Another. If he notices, I'll tell him the truth. I can't keep lying. A reply. He won't. He doesn't really see you. That's the one. That sentence cleaves straight through me, so sharp, so dismissive that I feel the cut physically. My vision tightens. The room spins. I don't hear my own breath until it breaks into something ugly, something wounded. I set the phone down, too carefully, like it's a bomb that could still go off. And then I sit, and sit, and sit, trying to understand where I was, what planet, what universe, when my marriage began to rot underneath me. When I finally go upstairs, the house feels like a crime scene. Every frame photo is a lie. Every soft lamp glow taunts me. The air smells like a shampoo, lavender, and it turns my stomach. I open the bedroom door. She's sleeping on her side, blankets pulled to her chin, hair fanned across the pillow. Peaceful, unburdened. The woman I built a life with. The woman I trusted. The woman whose laugh is woven into the very architecture of my memory. And now I'm looking at a stranger. I stand there too long. Long enough to wonder if this is the moment in a movie when the betrayed husband breaks down sobbing at her bedside. But no emotion comes. None. Just a cold, hollow pressure inside my chest, scraping like ice against bone. I whisper her name. Lena. She stares slightly but doesn't wake. I leave the room. I can't look at her. Not yet. If I do, I might explode in ways I won't recover from. The next morning, I watch her from the kitchen doorway as she packs her bag, her beige tote with a stitched floral pattern she loves. She moves with practiced ease, humming under her breath. Humming. My jaw tightens. Morning, she says when she finally notices me. She pulls me into a quick kiss. Too quick. A reflex, not affection. Sleep okay? Yeah. My voice sounds normal. Someone else's voice. She smiles, relieved I'm not angry about anything. Not yet. She pours coffee, wipes a counter that doesn't need wiping, checks a reflection in the microwave door. Her hands tremble. Slightly, but enough. It hits me then. She knows. At least she suspects. She senses a shift. A wrongness. Good. She should. Big day? I ask. Oh, just a normal class. She says too fast. Nothing special. Nothing special. My teeth clamp together. I watch her grab her phone from the table. Her fingers twitch when she sees me looking at it. She slips it into her bag like a magician hiding a trick. I wait until she's almost out the door. Lena. She freezes, slowly turns. Her face is open, soft, rehearsed. Yes. I study her. The tiny crease between her brows. The faint smudge of concealer under her left eye. The way her breath catches, only for a fraction, but enough to reveal terror. She knows something is coming. Just not when. Not how. Drive safe, I say. Her shoulders drop with visible relief. Of course. She leaves. The door clicks shut. After a few seconds, I hear her car pull away. And then I sink into a chair, elbows on my knees, hands clasped so tightly my knuckles blanch. I need a plan. Not revenge. Not rage. Something cleaner. Sharper. Something that will pierce the two of them with the truth they've hidden from me, from themselves. Something that will force them to face what they've done where it matters, where it's visible. Publicly. The idea forms slowly. Carefully. I know where she'll be today. I know his schedule too, thanks to the university website. I check the clock. I can be there before her class begins. My pulse steadies. My breathing evens. For the first time since last night, the world stopped spinning long enough for me to stand. This isn't over. Not by miles. The university parking lot is already filling by the time I arrive. Students drift past in clusters, hoodies, headphones, iced coffees in hand, oblivious to the storm gathering behind my ribs. I sit in my car for a long minute, gripping the steering wheel, forcing myself to breathe past the nausea rising in waves. I've been here before. Dropped her off a few times. Picked her up once after a late lecture. I remember her stepping out under the amber glow of the campus lights, cheeks flushed with excitement as she told me how inspiring Professor Harrow was, how he reminded her of who she used to be. Now I wonder if that was the first crack. Or the 10th. I checked the time. Class starts in 25 minutes. The confrontation I've imagined all morning feels both too real and too surreal. My palms are sweating. My heartbeat is a bass drum thundering in my skull. The plan has changed a dozen times since I left the house. Quiet confrontation, loud confrontation, no confrontation, divorce lawyer, burn it all down, walk away, scream, cry, something in between. But one image remains constant. The two of them, cornered by truth they can't charm or justify. I step out of the car. The air is cold, biting with November frost. My breath fogs. Leaves crunch beneath my boots. It all feels too clear, too sharply defined, as if the world knows a line is about to be crossed and is holding its breath with me. I head toward the humanities building. The hallways smell like old books and student anxiety. Posters for creative writing workshops and poetry slams clutter the bulletin boards. Room 214. Harrow's office. I know because I searched it 20 minutes after reading those messages. As I walk, each step tightens a knot in my stomach. I don't know what I'll say. I don't know what he'll do. I only know that I have to see him face to face before the performance begins. I stop outside his office door. Voices drift from inside. His voice, calm, warm, practiced in the art of coaxing vulnerability from strangers. And hers, my wife, she's early. Of course she is. My hand trembles as I reach for the handle, but I don't open it. Not yet. I lean in, listening. Couldn't sleep, she whispers. I felt sick all night. His voice drops lower. He doesn't know. He would have confronted you already. Silence. Then a fragile, cracking breath. I think he suspects something. He looked at me this morning like, she trails off, like he saw through me. A sharp scrape of a chair, a soft thump, a rustle of fabric, and then her breath catches. His voice murmurs something I can't hear, and then the unmistakable sound of a kiss. My vision goes white around the edges. Not rage, not heartbreak, something colder. Something like the moment before an accident, when time stretches thin and everything becomes painfully clear. I push open the door. It hits the wall. They jerk apart so fast the chair tips sideways. Lena's hand flies to her mouth. Harrow stands frozen behind his desk, eyes wide, face draining of color. For a second, no one speaks. I take in every detail. The blotchy flush on Lena's cheeks, her trembling fingers, the way Harrow instinctively steps in front of her as if shielding her from the consequences of her own choices. Don't, I say, voice low and steady. Don't pretend you weren't doing exactly what it looked like. Lena staggers back. I can explain. No, I say, you can't. Harrow tries to recover his composure. Mr. Caldwell, this is inappropriate. You can't just... I laugh. A hollow, disbelieving sound. Inappropriate. I step closer. You've been sleeping with my wife. His jaw flexes. That is an extremely serious accusation. Is it? I lift her phone, the one I took from her bag before she left the house. I've been carrying it in my jacket pocket like a loaded weapon, because she didn't delete any of your messages. Lena's knees buckle. A soft whimper escapes her. Harrow's mask falters. Lena! Don't! I snap. Don't say her name like you own it. Students begin to gather outside the open door now, their chatter fading into confused whispers. Heads peek in. Phones rise. The murmur grows. Good. Let them watch. Let him feel the exposure he thought he'd never face. I step back just enough for the doorway to come into view, for him to see the forming crowd. Harrow stiffens. Close the door, he hisses under his breath. No, I say. We're doing this out in the open. You taught her to hide, to lie, to rewrite our marriage like it was some outdated chapter in a book. I gesture to the students. So now you can own what you've written. Lena finally speaks, her voice shredded. Please, can we go somewhere private? Private, like their texts, their office kisses, their little sanctuary built on stolen hours. No, I repeat softly, privacy is what built this. Harrow steps forward, attempting authority he no longer has. I won't let you humiliate her. You already did, I say. The words hit him like a blow. He falters, expression twisting, not in guilt, but indignation. The kind of indignation that says he believes he saved her, that he thinks he understands her better, that he sees himself as the enlightened one, the hero in her tragic narrative. And suddenly I realize something. He doesn't love her. Not really. He loves what she confided. He loves her vulnerability. He loves the power of being the man she ran to instead of the husband she came home to. He loves the story, not the woman. Lena steps toward me, tears streaking down her cheeks. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant for it to go this far. I just needed to feel alive. I finish quietly. She covers her mouth, sobbing. Harrow reaches for her shoulder. She flinches away. And just like that, a crack of truth fractures between them. She doesn't want him touching her now that the fantasy has shattered. I step into the hallway. Students part, stunned and silent. Lena follows me, crying, begging for a moment to talk, to explain, to try. But I stop her with a single raised hand. Lena, I say softly, but loud enough for the hallway to hear, I didn't come here to scream, or fight, or make you choose. She stares at me, broken. I came here, I continue, so that the truth existed somewhere other than in your phone. Her mouth trembles. And now it does. For a moment, the world holds still, the fluorescent lights buzzing, the smell of cold air drifting through the open doors, the shock rippling through the hallway. Then I hand her the phone, and I walk away. Not dramatically, not with triumph, just away. Every step feels like tearing muscle from bone, peeling 17 years of memories off my skin. But I don't stop, not when she calls my name, not when footsteps follow me halfway down the hall, not when Harrow's voice erupts behind us in frantic, muffled whispers. I don't stop until I reach the exit doors. Cold air slams into me. I inhale sharply. The kind of breath you take at the beginning of something, not the end. Behind me, the doors swing open. But I don't turn. I keep walking. Because for the first time since last night, I know exactly who I am. A man who deserved honesty. A man who demanded truth. A man who finally saw the world clearly, after 17 years of loving someone who forgot how to love him back. And this clarity, as brutal as it is, makes each step forward feel like survival. Like rebirth. Like the start of a story I didn't know I was allowed to live.